Okay, there we go. Hello. Hi. Excuse me. SolarLune here. How's everything going today? Oh. Hold on. Hold up. All right, there we go. For security, I live in a strictly secure facility. But yeah, hi, it's SolarLune here. I am the creator of Tetra 3D. I'm the creator of Master Plan. I do stuff, and it's fun. Um, yeah, you'll catch me making stuff on this stream in a few seconds. But let's get some music going and get started, I guess. Okay. Okay, so between the last hold on. Okay, between the last time and this time, I fixed a couple of things. I fixed the issue with the auto subdivision that I was talking about. I still have to actually implement it the way I want in Tetra 3D instead of Blender. I basically investigated it. It's gonna be, or you know, started trying to write it, and it's pretty tough. But what I did do is I added a different curves for fog, so you can see how it looks a lot more dense now. It's because the fog gets thicker exponentially, so it rises really aggressively in the beginning, in the near. Basically, the curve is like the latter half of, well, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Basically, the curve goes up like that rather than being linear. And I also added a curve that goes up like this. So basically, it's like the fog isn't there until the last like 10%. So you can go into the world settings and change it from smooth, which is linear, and if you hover over it, it'll tell you the easing is linear, or dense, where it climbs aggressively immediately, or light, where it climbs very smoothly. So you can see the difference in a little bit here. So this is what the smooth fog looks like. This is dense, and then this is light. So yeah, it gives a very different feel. Not sure why I didn't go back to the same location, but yeah, you can see how when it's light, or rather the original when it was smooth, it's basically like the fog just doesn't seem that thick, and it also seems really sudden. Whereas with dense fog, it's a lot more like believable. It even feels a little bit like you can see more somehow because the fog is more like, because the fog is denser, it feels like you can see more into the fog, and so the fog feels the draw distance feels like it's further. I don't know. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking and feeling pretty solid. Tony D says hello. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, this is a massive. I just realized this is like kind of a massive, like, what's the word? Hazard, because like you could back out and get like side swiped. We can't just have it be like this. Like the highway can't be immediately off the road. I guess I can just duplicate this one instead. Yeah, I could also mirror this. Now that I think about it, might be a better idea. That way I don't have to do so much manual stuff. No, I can't mirror it. It won't look right. Yeah, that's fine. TME5 says, SolarLune stream, let's go. Bit random, but I've always wanted to ask, you seem efficient with your keyboard, mouse usage in general. Do you have any tips for that kind of thing? Not really. Yeah, I don't really have any tips for being efficient. Just don't look at this. Don't look at your keyboard when you're typing. Get used to like touch typing. Well, I guess that means I have tips. But yeah, like I learned how to type when I was like 13 or something, and I learned using the like put your index fingers on the F and J keys, and then learn how to type from there. And so now I'm using this keyboard with keycaps that are all blank, so I don't have to actually like. There we go. I don't have to actually like look at my keyboard. It's a little bit of a pain when I'm like not sitting at my keyboard and in the correct position, because I can't like look down and just press the F key or press the J key if I'm standing over my keyboard. But I'm able to get to that point, or I was able to get to that point of being just completely not needing to look at my keyboard at all, because I've learned how to type properly, basically. So that's probably what I would recommend, is just like sitting down and learning how to type with that. And then for my mouse, I'm using a trackball, because I heard that like using a mouse for extended periods of time like messes up your wrists, and can give you carpal tunnel or contribute to carpal tunnel. So I basically go with this to just kind of like lessen the strain on my wrists. I haven't really had any wrist pain, but if it's already hurting, that kind of is a indication that it might be too late. So it seems like it's a good idea to not wait until it's too late to do something about it. All right, so that should be pretty good. Okay, that's better. That feels much better. This is bad because you couldn't back out. How would you get in this spot without driving over the grass? So there's a problem there, but I think the core concept we have is pretty solid. Game Novice says, so using Golang, can you compile Tetra 3D for web apps? If by web apps you mean like, HTML5, I think so, yeah. It's basically, I've never really done it myself, but maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do that today. But Tetra 3D should hit the same targets as Abitin, or Ebitingen. So basically, Abitin can output to web using WASM, WASM, I believe. I don't think it's Imscripten. I think it's WASM specifically. Not sure if they're similar or the same or whatever, but basically Abitin can compile for web as well. So Tetra 3D should also work just fine on web. Other people have done it, or someone else has done it before, and it wasn't a problem, I don't think, for him. So it shouldn't be a problem for me. Let's pull it back to maybe like there. And this can be this one as well. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think we can... No, that's good, yeah. Thinking about what we can do about these scenes. TMA E5 says, I don't know if I'm imagining it, but or is there some texture warping at the screen bottom? Yeah, that's right. It is. It is texture warping. There's texture warping. It's warping everywhere. It's not just on the screen bottom. It's just the texture is closest at the bottom. That's where you can see the warping the most. Oh, I wonder if it would be better if I made all these static. Can't do that many. Yeah. Now I kind of wonder what's the point of that then. Wait, didn't I? Hold up. Let me see something. Yo, it looks like something's up with the viewing frustum or clipping. What do you mean? It's too far in. This, yeah, I can help out a lot. Let me think, because this would allow us to basically, okay. Basically, I'll have to log into Steam for this, but basically, I'm not discarding or I'm not transforming triangles that are too far. So like if we have let's say we have a camera that's like this. Like that, and we have a triangle that's, you know, you have a mesh that, you know, maybe the center is here, you know, in the camera range, whatever, but the triangle is out here. We're still transforming these triangles, which we don't need to do. So what we can do is basically say if the triangle center is too far from the camera, then we don't transform it. But we really want to basically get the closest point of the triangle. So this point for this triangle. Closest point on try. Let's see, how many operations is this? Yeah, we don't want to do this every frame or for every triangle if we can help it. So rather than getting the closest point on the triangle, we could just check to see if the distance is less than the maximum distance. Like basically if we put a circle around the triangle like this, then we could just check the distance between the camera and the triangle and see if it's greater than that distance. Let's see if inverted camera position dot distance squared try dot center is greater than camera dot far plus try 2. Pow is, yeah. Team Me says, I don't know the context of your game. Maybe it's intentional warping, but it looks like the vertices off the bottom of the camera are getting pulled behind the camera. It's intentional. It's basically like the PlayStation renderer. It's aggressive. It's overly aggressive, but this is the result of a software renderer that doesn't do, or it's not really a software renderer, but this is the result of a renderer that draws triangles using the GPU, but doesn't correct the UV text, the UV values of the pixels rendered to account for the depth. So basically, as a triangle bends toward or away from the camera, the UV positions are in 2D rather than being in 3D. That's what gives you that effect, which is like the PlayStation, UV effect, essentially. Interesting. You had no idea. Oh yeah, no, it's that's the that's kind of like the thing that the PS1 did. Early 3D. That's what the PS1 did for its rendering, was basically have this really like bendy effect. The vertices were also like snapped to grid. I'm not gonna do that just because that's not a byproduct of the renderer. That's something that the PS1 did that I don't have to do, so it's like it's not necessary, but that is also part of the aesthetic, is vertices being snapped to positions in space, 3-dimensional positions in space. That might help. Well, we'll think about that some other time. I'm thinking that might help with like the seams I was seeing between triangles, but I gotta think about that. I'm not sure. Let's see. At the distance from the triangle center is greater than to 8 milliseconds. 6 to 7 milliseconds. So we can't just say like that, can we? Actually, yeah, this is essentially a strobe effect. So sorry about this. This is visually violent. Okay. That doesn't really do anything. I want to see if I can optimize this a little bit. Let's do some tests. So we're hitting 18, 16, 20 FPS with everything the way it is. Let's see if we can run a quick profile. I think P does it. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Should be tool. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Out of 1.64 seconds, a little bit of the time is spent in the render function, and then in the following render function, process vertices isn't used, or doesn't spend that much time actually doing much. MIP maps take some time. Draw triangles, draw triangle shader. Okay. You ever get interested in contributing to graphics code of an emulator? Not really. Yeah, not really. I feel like emulators are, fun. Like, I see the utility of them or the appeal. But if I want to make games, then I want to make new games. Like, I don't want to make an emulator to play old games. I could make something that allows you to, for example, make a new game with netplay that looks like an old game. It maybe has the resolution of a PS1 game, or it has the vibe of a PS1 game, but it can play online. It can do other things with written in a modern language. Like that's, I there's no reason to limit myself to an emulator when I could just make a tool for people to make games with, and I can make games in that tool as well. Let me see something real quick. 17%. Let me see. Stress. Okay, so the majority of time is spent in the render function. A little bit is spent drawing triangles. Or not a little bit, some of it is spent drawing triangles. Let's see. I wonder if there's a faster distance function. Let me see. Manhattan. Timmy says, that's fair. Emulators seem like a super interesting yet challenging thing to work on. I've always been in awe of people who know enough about both original hardware and advanced PC GPU stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely utility in pursuing it. It's just, I'm like, well, wait. Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely utility. There's definitely utility in emulator, you know, writing emulators or making emulator functions or whatever. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I definitely see the cool factor in, like, seeing someone make an emulator for old game console computer. It's like, man, how did they even, you know, figure out how it works? I'm gonna commit this stuff and then see if maybe making a vector flow 32 would make it faster. We'll see. It'd be cool if it did. Whoops. Okay. Wait, didn't I fix? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to add that feature. I completely forgot. Let me see. Did I ever actually? I never did. Let me see. So this is supposed to be override next to. Let's see if this works. So close to being a PS1 emulator. It's pretty similar in vibe. It's not quite there, but it's pretty close. But I do have like some additional things that would not be possible in a PS1 emulator or in a traditional context. One of which is the fog is per pixel. I'm not sure if that's done in PS1, but I'm not sure, but I don't think it is. The fog is customizable. Not sure if it was customizable for the PS1. I have cube lights, which I don't think were supported in the PS1. So there's some like changes, some different things. That's right, yeah. This might be better to just leave them separate, actually. Let's see, why is this not working? Okay, that's why. Oops. Any recommendations for GNOME extensions? I use Tiling Assistant, Dash to Dock, I believe. I use Blur My Shell. Paper WM is dope if you like the layout. Material. Hold on. Let me see. What's it called? Material Shell. Yeah, Material Shell is really good. If it wasn't buggy, it's kind of buggy. So I'm waiting on them to improve it. But it is a really dope shell replacement. It really does. It is really cool. It's not quite as stable as I would like. Excuse me. Hold up, let me also change the music. Last week. The 22nd. I see. Yeah, so definitely check out Material Shell. It's a great desktop replacement. Really cool, really smooth. Yeah, Paper WM is also really good. So those are some ones to check out. Yeah. Here we go. Bright game property. He says, thank you, I'll take a look. I'm often annoyed that the stuff people say is productive is in such bad packaging, like i3 and all the hacker tiling stuff being so old. So I might give tiling a try on GNOME. I mean, i3 is pretty easy to install. It's not easy to use. It's easy to install. You can go to your package manager and install i3 on pretty much whatever distro you have. Or Awesome WM or whatever. It's not really easy, user friendly, newbie friendly, and it's not it doesn't really have like really sane defaults, or it's not very mouse heavy. It's keyboard focused and key shortcut and key map focused. So it's like you have to get into it. You have to like launch into it and take a month to learn it. But like it's definitely great for those people who love it, and for what it does. It's just the actual like jumping in is kind of difficult. Packaging like a product analogy, not literally packages. Yeah. Like the packaging. Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Like the when you say bad packaging, you mean like the onboarding experience. Yeah. Like I like the idea of tiling, but I still like the mouse. Like there's nothing wrong with the mouse. I don't think there's any issues with mice or trackballs or whatever pointing interfaces for interacting with computers. I think that's fine. They work well. I don't think it's necessary to phase them out in an effort to be more efficient, necessarily. I do see the appeal of being like, click, 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 click. There we go. Now I did, in 3 or 4 key presses, what would have taken me, 4 times the amount of time with the mouse by clicking and dragging windows and stuff and resizing. So it's like, I definitely see the appeal. It's just, or the efficiency gain, but it's at the same time like, it's still okay to have the mouse and have menus, I think, in an efficiency focused application or tool. I don't think you need to remove those things. Okay. I thought that might be the case. There we go. This has some real like Elebits vibes. Does anyone remember Elebits? This has some real just like kind of like cheerful, wistful vibes. If you ever get an opportunity, I'm not sure if I can play it without getting copyright striked, but Elebits was such a good game, and the OST was so good unnecessarily. It was just wow, dude. Like the music was really good. The music was just, it was very very nostalgic for me. That was maybe like a couple years after the Wii came out. Elebits came out in 2006, and the Wii dropped in 2006. Okay, so it was a launch title. December 2nd. I'm not sure if I got this with my Wii. I don't think I did, but I think I got it maybe within a year or two afterward. Elebits was such a good video game. Man, dude. That kind of takes me back. Game Novice says, hey Solar, have you ever tried building Godot from source before? I feel like I might have. I don't recall, but I feel like I might have once. I think I did to try the beta or something like that. But it's been a long time though. Did I restart Blender after I made these changes? Let me see. Okay, let's see here. Nothing. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Cool. So I just did this, added this option that you can be like, oh, let me add like some soft, you can add like a property like, oh, I want like, footstep sound for, let's say, grass, and sand and all, different materials like that. I want to be able to set that property for all these materials at the same time. You can use this button now. So that's fine. All right, so that's working. We can add that. So let's see here. We're gonna try something with the vector. We're gonna see what happens if we just make this a vector 32 instead. Completely messes up everything that we've come to know and love. I guess this would have to be load 16. Wow, that's what I think, load 16. Do I want to do that? That might be better. Game Novice says my verdict from building with Source is surprisingly slow on Windows. Once it's really nice because even if Godot breaks, I have the source available to fix it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be faster to build things on Linux, maybe. But I've only really used Linux, pretty much exclusively outside of select video games. For like, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years at this point. So I don't know what it's like to build stuff on Windows that much anymore. I build stuff on my laptop a little bit, like if I need to, and it's dumb slow there, but it's a laptop. Like it's, a little cheap laptop in comparison to my, main computer here. So maybe it's slower on Linux. It could just be Godot specifically. It's a kind of a big piece of software. It is. So that might be it. Returns a value with the magnitude of f and the sign of sine. Oh, I see. That's the same. This would be faster anyway. To do this way. Returns the length of the vector, ignoring the vector's W component. Let me think here. Do we want this to be a float 32? I think we do. Well, from this point down. No idea if this is gonna work. We'll see. This needs to be for. Raylib. It turns out there are GNU-like tools available for Windows now. Raylib uses such tools and builds processes are nearly identical to Linux. Yeah, I think that they're kind of similar ones. Leaving the inner slope 64 casts. Which ones? I'm not doing so intentionally. I believe I'm trying to convert everything to float 32. Only converting to float 64 when we have to interface with the math library. So that means that I guess this also is float 32. So this is gonna be fun. How fun, how fun. Core turning on. Axis unit. XS. Oh, this needs to be float 32. There we go. This also needs to be float 32. Oh, this also has a little bit of a Metropolis Mania vibe. This is big Metropolis Mania vibe. If you've never listened to any of Metropolis Mania's soundtrack, it is hugely... It's a lot like this. No, if I have to do this, the matrices have to be float 32s, dude. Oh no, this is gonna be a heck of a thing. No. Vector X, vector M, C, okay. I wonder if this will actually, maybe what I could do, because I'm, you know, of course, doing all this manually and it's going to be dumb slow. Let me see if I can do this another way without actually going through all this process. Math library, I wonder how long until they make more of the STD library, standard library type generic. Maybe not too long. Let me see if I can like do a quick test, because I want to see if switching from float 64s to float 32s actually results in less cache misses and a faster processing for math. So we will do something like this. We'll open this little test folder. We will pull up Tetra 3D real quick. Wrong. There we go. We will jump over to Vector. And we're just gonna copy all of it. I'm not gonna do rotating. We don't care about rotating or angle or any of that stuff. We're basically just trying to see like how will this work? How bad is this? How slow is it? Actually, I guess we could make a vector test.go. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be faster to just make a... Well, I might need to make like a slow version of this. So... or a fast version. So we'll do something like this. Okay. Oh wait, is it test? Or is it... Wonder if Go has SIMD like functions when you build. Calculate 4 floats at a time in loops. I think it does, but I'm not sure if it does it for me. I think I might have to do it, but I'm not sure. Let's look it up. Directly in assembly. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that just yet. Am I doing this wrong? Oh, whoops. All right, so what we're gonna do, I guess we're gonna do something pretty simple. And like Jacob says, how's Iguia going? It's not. It's basically dead. I'll come back to it later. What we're gonna do is basically make 2 vectors, something like this. Why is this underlined? Because it's not being used? Oh, I see. Sad to hear that. Hope you found something new and fun to work on. Thanks. I mean, like, it's not really dead. It's just I'm gonna come back to it probably after this project, because it's kind of like, well, you know, at some point after this project or the next project or whatever, because it's like I really do like the idea. I just think I didn't really like build it out properly. I didn't build the idea properly. Like the core concept is solid, but I didn't really like. I should have, I think, designed more of it before I like started working on it or designed it more heavily. I feel like I kind of like had the game in motion before I started designing it. And then I started working on master plan, and that took time away from, you know, Iguia. So it's like I didn't feel like I was going to be able to finish it to the level that I would have wanted it to be. If I go back, I probably would like start off kind of planning it out and probably making it a lot smaller. So maybe that's what I'll do after this project. I'll like basically make an isolated, smaller version of the game, because I wanted to make like 10 different stories or something in it, and like really, it is a game that could be told, or a game that could be enjoyed with just with just like one story, 1 or 2 stories. Like, you know, the whole point of the game is basically exploring this world more so than anything, and interacting with the inhabitants. The story, you don't need to have a lot of storylines. You could have just one. I think that having, like, I never really felt like I had a grasp on how long a storyline in the game should be. So it's like some storylines were like one storyline, or, you know, one storyline was kind of like of a certain length. And then it's like, well, if it's this long and I have 7 other storylines. Now I have to make this many other stories, and it's like that's kind of a lot. So I have to kind of like figure out how I want to design it to be doable for me while also being interesting. So what I'm going to do here is something like b equals vec a. I guess vec a. Because what I want to do is basically kind of, well, I think we want to do something like this, where we allocate vectors and add them together here. Maybe we'll do something like this. There we go. Something like that might be good. All right, so go test. How does this work? I don't remember how this works. Yeah, I don't remember. Let me look it up. Because I don't have a module, so that's not helping. Let's see. Yeah, do I need a... Do I need a go.mod file? Alright, maybe I do. There we go. Okay, so 0.3387 nanoseconds per op. From benchmark 64, okay. We'll how's that faster now? Okay, I guess it just didn't really change. All right. Okay, so we have something a little bit more substantial here. So now we're going to do the same thing, but with a 32-bit vector. So now we need to add, we need sub, we need scale. Doesn't really matter what it is, I guess. Well, no, we want to do it right. Yeah, they're almost the same. Let's see. Add, sub, add, scale, sub, add, sub, add, scale, sub. Yeah, I think this is, hold on. this is kind of what I thought would be the case. So I thought I've seen this before. Let me see. Go and cache. Let's see. I'd like to read the profit tracer. What profile and pre-profile? Thanks, but retakes profile. Perf. Searches, cache references, cache misses. Okay. Let me take a look here. So perf. Okay, so I assume this is it. So I guess how this works, we run this command with the name of the executable, so we have to build it. Can we build a benchmark? Maybe go build. No. Okay. So, well, let me take a look. Going build. Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it says. Oh, and Game Novice says still holding out hope for our boy Pop64. Yeah, that's. I mean, like, I would like to revisit that in Tetra 3D. I think that would be fun. That'd be a fun thing to try. A 3D platformer written from scratch. That's not done. Like, no one does that anymore. So it'd be interesting to see. BLJs would be actually possible because the physics is just like, boy, I don't know what you want us to do. It's just like just smushing through stuff. Okay, so benchmark vector 64. All right, so what my plan here is we're gonna go to main. We're gonna make two main functions, or really one main function, and then just compile two different versions of the application. We're just gonna copy this, put it in here, and this is gonna be, let's say, something like that. Oops. Okay. So let's see here. Man, it did not like that. Let's just run this, let's say 300 times. Can we get this in any kind of 90 nanoseconds? That's not going to be probably very good. You know what? It doesn't have to be timed. We just need it to do the work because we're going to run perf on it. Okay, that's fine. Okay. This is vector. All right. And then we want to just do this with vector. .32s instead. Okay, so that should do it. Now we want to go over to the test itself. All right, so perf E. Was it not E? Stat E. Cool. Okay. Okay, so we got 94,000 cache misses. Okay, so then what about vector 64? 90,000 cache misses. So it's basically the same. Cache misses. Hold up. Let's see. Oh. Hold up. I'm all over the place. Each location in each memory has a datum in which the size ranges in size from 8 to 512 bytes. I guess I'm stupid for saying how big is the float 64. It's 64 bits, 8 bytes. Okay, so this is 4 bytes. 4 bytes, 8 bytes. Shouldn't they fit in a cache then? By definition? How do you have a cache miss when the data is by necessity? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But no, like, how is this a cache miss? Lucretia says, "What's up, Solar? Hello. Welcome to the stream." I wasn't even gonna stream that long today, and I got caught up in cache misses and cache sizes. I'm not sure. I'm wondering basically how my vector struct doesn't align with a cache. How you have a cache miss? Let me see. processor will copy a continuous segment of so many bytes. For example, instead of copying a single int64 element of a Go slice, it will copy this element plus the 7 int64 elements as well. Is a cache miss when it overflows? Cache line, contiguous memory. Tony D says, well, on a CPU, an L1 cache is like 32 kilobytes. Also check out SIMD libraries for Go. There are such things. Just nothing in here. Let's see. Slices, byte arrays, base64 B swap. Some flow 64. Is it just summing? It looks like it's just summing. And it's all a slice specifically. I'm wondering, how are we missing a cache? How are we missing cache? Like, how are we missing cache? Second benchmark is slightly faster than the first one. Okay. So basically, I'm guessing from what it sounds like, just reading this, sounds like basically when we allocate memory, it may not be where we want it to be. It may not be next to each other. But I don't know if I want to make slices to put the memory next to each other. But I guess we will make slices. No, this is just pure memory allocation. So I guess this isn't, but then how do we get a cache misses? How do we get cache misses? If the vectors were the same value every loop like that, wouldn't you just move them up out of the loop? Yes, but that's not the problem. Right? I don't think that's the problem, but let's... Oh wait, that was vector page. Excuse me. Yeah, how are we missing so many cache hits? Well, fundamentally, there's not much I'm doing here. Let's just say I do this. Does this reduce? Does this reduce the need? Or the the amount of times we miss cache? No, I mean, yes. How are we missing cache at all when we're only adding two vectors together? All right, let's try some stuff. Let's say we added something. It's missing a lot more caches now. It went from 38% to 43%. $28,000 misses to 99,000 misses, and the cache references went up a lot. Almost half. A third, roughly. Now the cache references are lower again. Why are they lower? They went from 300,000 to 220,000. 200,000. It's about half the references are misses. It should be like super low. Apparently it should be like 5% or something. So we're missing a lot of references. A lot of the cache references are misses. But I don't get why. Let me think. What if it's because we're storing Wait a second. Let me see something real quick. They're roughly hitting the same number of references and misses. That seems to imply to me that maybe the issue is like we're holding the data in memory. Like, let me see. Like, what if, and I don't even know if this is worth thinking about, honestly, anymore. But like, well, let's say the cache is this big. And so it's like, okay, we're putting result in the cache. And then we're putting in vectors A and B to store them in the result. Then when it comes to the next turnaround, we're doing it again. Would it load A again? No, because A hasn't been changed, right? But I guess it doesn't know whether it's been changed or not necessarily, so maybe it loads it again. Then when it gets to B, that's when it gets a cache miss. So how can we... And then when it misses the cache, it might have to load result again. So that might be why. So what if it's like we need to do multiples of 4 to avoid cache misses? Does that make sense? Like result, vec A, vec B, add. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm not sure why we're missing caches. This is interesting. I don't know. This is intriguing. I'm not sure exactly what I guess that would be a good thing to do, is if I can find it, what is a cache missless program? Oh, this is the same one. A cache hit ratio. Capacity is 2,000 hit ratio. That's not very good. Maybe it's just this is what it is. Maybe it's just 50% is just as good as you're gonna get it. I don't know. Nice. Size your cache or random access memory. This is web development stuff, but I'm still looking it over. Guilty Ghost says, if Vec A and Vec B are new each outer loop iteration, then wouldn't that be a cache miss each time? Misses, then compare when you only grab the same two each iteration. Let's check. I feel like, well, we'll see. Let's say we want 10,000, I guess. I guess it would be 20,000. I guess we could do it something like this. No, I guess this is fine. We'll say we want 100,000 vector 32s. Vectors I. Cache misses are better. Gone down. Okay, so let's say we wanted 1 million. If we have the cache misses have gone down again. Huh. Why did the cache misses go down again? Okay, well, let's not think about that. Let's try making comparing this against vectors 64 and see what the result is. Cache misses are still low. Might be, yeah, it's about the same. Okay. All right. Then what if we do something like this? Cache misses are still low. Still low. Yeah, I'm not sure. I honestly don't know exactly what to make of this. Cash misses are even lower than before with this stream. How? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I gotta see how this works. I feel like cache misses are a part of optimizing for Tetra 3D. It's gonna be very important, or it is very important. But maybe not. Maybe there's other things I can do to make it run faster. This stream, I didn't do very much. I'm just gonna end it here. It's fine. I'll pick it up another time. I don't want to, like, it feels like if I go super long, then that makes it harder for me to jump into streaming. So I feel like it's easier to just do, like, you know, an hour or something regularly, rather than being like, let me go for 3 hours on Monday and then like fall off and not want to stream for like 4 days. So I'll see if I can do it maybe tomorrow, Saturday. I feel like there's something I need to do on Saturday. We'll see. I'll see if I can do it tomorrow or Monday. But I want to pick it up, and you know, I feel like there's gains to be gained here with Tetra. If I could get it to be just a little bit faster, it's gonna be sick. In any case, thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune. I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time. See ya.